What's up, y'all? I just want to come in here and I just want to make a video. My YouTube name's Thunder, but my real name is actually Casey. So what's up? It's Casey here. And so, y'all, I just want to get on here and I just kind of want to talk because, I just had surgery. I just actually had the gastric sleeve done, which is where they go in and they remove about 80-ish. I don't remember the exact percentage of your stomach, but my stomach's about a little bigger than the size of a banana right now. So I just had the surgery 7 days ago, and I'm just kind of going to go through the pre-op diet and actual surgery up to a week. So I'm just going to kind of explain what I've experienced in the last 3 weeks, because this pre-op diet's 2 weeks. So on the pre-op diet, I was able to have my protein shakes, which I drink Premier protein shakes, up to about 10 days, and then I switched over to the hospital shakes, which are really disgusting. And food-wise, I pretty much was able to eat 2 cups of salad with barely any dressing, and I was able to eat vegetable soup and then some type of oatmeal in the breakfast time, which it was sugar-free, unsweetened oatmeal. It's actually pretty good. I actually really liked it, and I would still eat it even after surgery. But back on the conversation. So I started this diet, and so the first thing that I realized is how addicted I was to sugar and to other stuff. And I quit pop about 2 or 3 weeks before that, so I've already experienced the withdrawal from pop and carbonation products, so that wasn't really a factor when it came to the pre-op diet for me. But so the first things first is my body was just aching on Monday night. This was the start of it. My surgery, this was February 10th. My surgery was February 24th. That was on Monday, and so 2 weeks equals the next Monday. So the first things first, the first 3 days were so hard, but after the first 3 days, it got so much better. And I guess the pace is different from person to person. So, just keep that in mind when you're going through this pre-op diet, is that it's going to get a little rough, and it's honestly up and downs. But I found a salad that I could have on Subway. Instead of putting dressing on it, I got vinegar and olive oil, and that kind of acted like a dressing, and it kind of made the salad go from dry to like soaked. So I like that a lot better, and I think that Subway salad is what really food-wise kept me on it, but ultimately it was God. So it was God leading me. So either way, God's got this. In terms of now the actual surgery day, I was really nervous, I was really anxious, and the biggest thing with it was, when it came to the surgery, was that I don't know. It was more or less, I was kind of nervous about going on anesthesia, because I haven't had any really major surgeries. I've been under anesthesia. That's like 20 minutes at the most. So, but for recovery, they since that hospital at the time has had real bad drug problems with people, they didn't give me any strong drugs. They gave me a strong drug when I woke up, but that was it. But that's because I woke up, and this is all I remember in recovery was, the pain is a 10, the pain is a 10, the pain is a 10. And then I remember falling asleep, and they had me so drugged up during recovery that I would fall asleep mid-sentence, and I didn't really wake up and recall until my friends came in about 7:30 at night, like, hey, what's up, and I could barely stay awake, all the drugs, and I was coming off the anesthesia too, so, but that's it. After that, I didn't get any more pain medicine except for Tylenol. So the pain was a little intense, but also I haven't had any surgeries before. You know what though? But you know what the surgery taught me though? Little appreciation for women, okay? Y'all go through pregnancy and sometimes C-sections. I don't know how y'all do it, okay? The pain was pretty intense, and these are 6 small incisions. Like the incisions are not big at all, but going into recovery, the first 3 days were the hardest, and then after that, it's just eating again. This morning though, I kind of woke up with a little bit of acid reflux, which I've never experienced before, so I never knew exactly how painful and how intense the gastric reflux was until I went through it. So I went through my first gastric reflux or acid reflux, and the biggest thing was my throat was burning and my stomach was burning. I thought, and it tasted like, if you ever took a pill and then it you kept it in your mouth too long and it put a horrible taste. That was kind of what it was like. So yeah, so that's kind of food for thought. So that's about it. Sorry, I'm driving. That's why I'm kind of like not really looking. I'm kind of paying attention on the road. It helps. And I don't know. I think better when I drive. So I figured when I would do like something like this, I would drive for it. So yeah, that's kind of the biggest things that I've seen so far with it. And so, if you guys have any questions or anything during the comments, just let me know. I've heard people be on full liquids. For me, I guess I'm on full liquids right now. But, of course, this is the last day for full liquids, so I can have, like, mashed up cottage cheese and stuff like that. But during recovery, I really didn't get much besides protein shakes. I drink 2 protein shakes a day every day, aside from the first day. The first day was a struggle to get 1 down, but now, after this, I'm able to get 2 down at least, and maybe something else. I average about a little over 60 grams of protein a day. And for right now, until I start to kind of get a little better, I'm going to keep the 60 protein shakes, or 60 grams of protein a day. And that's what I need to get. And my mom said, because she went through gastric sleeve, so she's been helping me with this. She said as long as I get that, the complications won't nearly be as bad. So, yeah, that's kind of my feel through surgery so far. At first it was the biggest regret of my life. And then as time came and as the healing process started, it's actually been a pretty good decision. And so far, it's one of my favorites I've made, in spite of, because I've lost 40 pounds, y'all. Like, I started this whole thing at 302, which I didn't clarify that in the beginning of the video. But, I started out at 302, by the end of the pre-op, I was at 280. And then after a week now, I'm at 265. So, I'm losing weight. And this is definitely an amazing tool, but it's a tool. And so, the biggest things, and so far I would say my biggest insecurities at this point is really stretching out my stomach, because, I haven't had any moments where it was like I'm puking from overeating, but I've had moments where it was like, ooh, it hurts. So, my biggest concern is stretching out my stomach, and especially at this point in. So, but the biggest thing I would say that I would say my biggest thing that I expected to be horrible, but actually wasn't, was I think eating. It doesn't hurt as bad as I thought it was going to be just to eat. You just got to really pay attention and listen to your body. And I've read a lot of reviews on the internet of the surgery. I've read a lot of stuff. I've looked into it. And, I do want to say this. I changed my mentality towards food before I got on this diet, before I got into the surgery. And so maybe the smoothest I felt into it was maybe because I've made, certain decisions like, this is where I give this up. In my last week of surgery, or last week into the pre-op diet, I ate 2 Popeyes chicken sandwiches and fries, and I was like, this is my last time doing this. After this, I will not be doing this again. And so, and God has helped me make those mentalities too. I've been praying about it, and God's really been helping me, and I think through God and, through the Holy Spirit, that this is all possible. So y'all, the first thing God showed me is that yes, I can do this. And just really pay attention, because I've learned a lot too. And I think God showed me a lot and helped me to understand, because before I couldn't understand food. It felt like I didn't understand food, but I'm starting to understand that, the right foods, versus the bad foods. Instead of getting fried chicken, getting rotisserie chicken, and getting the skin and removing the skin. Sorry, there's a UPS truck that kind of just stopped in front of me, so I kind of had to pass him up. So yeah, y'all, just kind of let me know how y'all feel about this, and I'll talk to y'all later. It's my journey, and I will be updating y'all